Hello friends, Nayaswami Hriman here, and it's time to Ask a Yogi. I have a letter here from India, someone who is remembering, or believes she's remembering, situations from my previous lives. She writes, maybe it has something to do with what's currently happening now, or maybe it's related to my spiritual growth. So she's asking for some thoughts and reflections on that. So a couple of things. I think many people have had flashes of intuition, or more likely images or feelings that could be attributed to a past life, since we in the West don't have the acceptance and language of past lives as common currency to our way of thinking and relating to our lives, especially within. It's a little different than in the East, where past life recollections and assumptions about past lives are common currency. So it's a little hard to compare East with West. It's not really a question of belief, it's a question of attunement, tuning into a reality. So it is, imagine in scientific terms, we now tune into realities like energy and energy sources that 100, 200 years ago, nobody ever did. So one has to approach this subject with that kind of understanding that we in the West will have a kind of a veil over our conversation about past life images. In any case, I believe most of us have some of them. We just don't recognize them. What I suggested to this woman in response, I asked if she meditated as a practice, daily practice, and suggested that if she feels any kind of importance around an image or feeling that is recurring, not just a one-time thing, but a recurring image or flashback even, that she, at the end of her meditation, should hold up that image, feeling, or flashback to her mind's eye at the point between the eyebrows and just study it, just sit with it, just be with it with an open heart and see if you can extract or distill from the image any particular meaning. But beyond that, most of these things probably don't have a great deal of meaning. Why they come, who can really say? I mean, unless it's something very traumatic or dramatic. But in my limited experience, it's not so much that. It's a familiarity. It could be the familiarity with a person, or a cuisine, or a style of dress, or a language. All of these things are hints, but only hints, and therefore don't have any great meaning. Yogananda said that in our lives, in our first 6 years of life, we are far more likely to mentally go back and forth between especially the immediately preceding lifetime and the current life until the body and the mind and the language and the environment begin to take over the child's life during the next 6 years, 6 to 12, as the child develops an orientation and a self-awareness, a self-definition, and a forward-looking point of view in life. So there's not a lot to suggest about that. Only if something continues to come to you might it have some meaning. But the most important thing is this life, here and now. So if you can distill something from such an image or feeling or flashback, fine. But generally speaking, from the spiritual soul's point of view, these things aren't worth pursuing, as in, let's say, past life regressions and conversations about one's past life and that kind of thing. Oh, it's amusing, entertaining, and interesting, perhaps. But spiritually speaking, I don't know that it's all that worthwhile. Speaking in general, there will certainly be exceptions. Okay, here and now, this life is all there is. All right.